Master RKO, and today I bring you my UMG Dallas bracket pre-show. Today, this is like a day before UMG Dallas, so let's get right into it on what I think the brackets are going to end up like. So let's get right into it. So right here, of course, I have my bracket predictions. This is winner's bracket round 1. And I'm pretty sure that this is upside down for most of you, so let's turn it around. Alright, so anyway, so first round, I have some of the people marked in from the open bracket, because we know that's how this works. So of course I have Optic Nation, Strictly Business, FaZe, Envy, Team Caliber, Curse, Optic, and Denial, all winning their first games. Definitely think they'll make it through the first round. I definitely think they will move on farther than that. Moving through the winners bracket, we move back up and we have Optic Nation taking on Strictly Business. I think Optic Nation, I think they're going to have a great tournament this year, and I definitely think it's going to be one for them to watch. So I think Optic Nation takes that. I think Envy takes down FaZe in a very, very tough match. Keep an eye on that one because I have that one coming up later. Team Caliber beating Curse. Again, I think TK has a great tournament too. I think it will be something later to watch. But I think Theory back on the team, their chemistry is going to be great, so I think they take out Curse, and Optic takes down Denial, even though Denial has been on a run for the season. As we move back up to the top, Optic Nation takes on Envy, and I think that's where Optic Nation's run may come to an end. I think Envy bringing some of the momentum from Gfinity, even though I don't really think that was big momentum. I think they're going to bring that into the tournament. I think they're going to take down Optic Nation in probably a Game 5, and I think that's where Optic Nation fails to where Envy prevails, is a Search and Destroy. But as we move back to the bottom, the final four, Optic versus TK. I had TK marked in there, but at the same time, I thought about X Games, I thought about how TK performed, how things went, and I definitely think that Optic Gaming kind of holds that over TK, and I think TK is going to be thinking about that going into the Optic Gaming matchup. I think Optic comes through. I think Proofy is going to have a great tournament. I think he's ready for another win. And when Optic then will play Envy, and I think after the big win against Team Caliber, I think Optic kind of shrugs off their loss against Envy, and I think they will be in the winners final. Now it's kind of a spoiler of who I have in the winners bracket and the winner final, but we're going to go through it anyway. To the losers bracket. Losers bracket, teams are going to be more on edge. Teams are going to be playing a little bit harder. I have Stunner versus Most Wanted. Two teams. Most Wanted was automatically in. Stunner, Rise, Noble, and Mutiny are teams that I think is going to come out of the open bracket. I think Most Wanted, Rise, Noble, and Vex advance. I think Noble is going to pass through Vanquish, which might be kind of an upset in some people's eyes. From there, Denial, of course, is going to come down. I have Denial finally winning there. I have Curse beating Rise. FaZe comes down to beat Noble, and Vex takes down SB in that series as kind of an upset as well. Moving forward, Denial versus Curse, another game that is kind of a big one, but I think Denial, I think Zuma goes huge, and I think the rest of their new team just goes bananas in this tournament, and I think they move on. FaZe versus Vex, definitely taking FaZe over that one. I think FaZe is going to have a big win over Noble, and they're going to carry that through. Then Denial plays Optic Nation, and I think Denial takes that. I think after beating Curse, who is a decent team, I definitely think Denial is going to keep that going. I think their new team is hungry for a championship. They've been playing very well in the season, which is online, but I think they kind of shrug off the people who say, oh, they're only good online, and I think they actually come through and take a big win, especially over Optic Nation, moving down to the bottom. FaZe versus Team Caliber, probably the match of the losers bracket, besides the ones that I have next. FaZe versus Team Caliber, definitely going to be a match to watch. I struggled a lot with this one. I think Sharp is going to have a great tournament, and with the team completely back together, I think Goonjar really shows up in this match. And we'll see if Neslo does the same thing that he has been doing and brings this team back. But FaZe with their team, I could see Parasite finally stepping up and doing what he wanted to do, and what he did with Farico when they were together, and what he did with Las Vegas before Champs. I think Parasite shows what he can and can't do. And with the rest of the team, I mean, of course, J-Cap's off the team, which means the rest of the team's going to have to step up. But I definitely think they're also ready to be in that top 5 performance area, and I can't wait to see it. So as we move on, FaZe is going to play Denial. Now, FaZe and Denial, I think Denial gets to the point where they get a little tired. And what I mean by that is, as we move back up to the winner's bracket here, they're going to lose pretty early. They're losing to Optic Gaming in my eyes. So they're going to have to come down here, and they're going to have to play. They're going to start pretty early as well the next day, going through the loser's bracket. Whereas the rest of these teams, like Curse, like Optic Nation, and FaZe is kind of in the same boat with them. I think they're going to be pretty tired, but I think FaZe, they're going to play Noble and Vex. And they're going to play 2. I could see them winning 3-1. I could see them beating Noble 3-0. I could see them beating Vex 3-1. And I don't think they'll have a close game until TK, where Denial, I think they're going to have a 3-2, 3-2. And I think they're just going to be so worn out and tired that I think FaZe takes that one because of endurance. Some of the players on Denial maybe haven't played main stage games very much, and they may not have the ability to completely follow through with the rest of the tournament. So I definitely see FaZe moving on here and playing Envy. Now, as you guys know, the spoiler kind of already happened, but I think if FaZe and TK isn't the match of the loser's bracket, it's going to be the loser's final, which it should be. FaZe versus Envy. J-Cap facing his former team from Envy with Formal on the team. That's why I kind of mixed that up. I think these guys are going to do pretty well through the tournament. That's why I see Envy going all the way to the winner's final. But being Envy as they are, Envy and Optic are very, very similar in that they play off of... what's the word I'm looking for? Not really endurance, but they play off hype. If they win a bunch of games, like Optic Gaming up here, I have them beating Team Caliber. They're going to be hyped up after that. Envy beating Optic Nation, yes, that's going to be a big game, but it's not going to be a huge game. I see Envy beating them kind of handily. Like I do see it going to a 3-2, but I see the games that Envy winning are going to be pretty handily. They're going to be laying the smackdown, and I see the games that Optic Nation winning are going to be come from behinds or just things where they pull crap out of nowhere. So FaZe versus Envy. FaZe is going to come off a win versus Denial. They're going to be coming with a match through the losers bracket, so they're going to keep having momentum. They're going to keep playing, whereas Envy will not have had to play until that final, until they find out where these who they play. So they're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting, whereas FaZe is just going to come off right of another game. They're going to be a team running through the losers bracket. They're going to be warmed up. They're going to be ready to go. And I definitely see, of course, FaZe winning that. And the reason why is, like I said before, with Denial and FaZe earlier, is that I definitely see FaZe playing better. I see Parasite doing what he's been wanting to do, and that's win another championship. And he's going to be playing as much as he can and as good as he can, as well as some of the other players on the team, like Apathy. I think Apathy steps up again against a formal team. I keep saying that. Against a former team, against TK, I see Apathy showing, hey, this is why I was here, and you guys didn't really we didn't do anything with it, so I changed teams. I went to FaZe, and we did better than you. And I see Parasite doing the same thing to J-Cap here, like, hey, why did you leave? I was here, and now you're gone, so we're going to show you why you shouldn't have left FaZe. So it's kind of Parasite's former team and JCap's former team going head-to-head. And for some odd reason, I have FaZe winning that. Now, coming up here, FaZe versus Optic Gaming. FaZe is going to have to win, technically best of 11, technically 2 series. And here's the wild thing. Alright, so these guys technically are going to be up 1-0, right? Which means that they're technically up 3-0 in games in a best of 11 series, which is the first to 6. All right. Now this is for the people who I'm explaining this to. So if you know this and you realize it, you could probably leave because you know who wins and why I'm explaining why it's continuation. So you guys probably know. So for those of you who already know how this works, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. But for those who don't know, thank you guys for staying and listening to this. So 3-0, Optic Gaming's up. That means FaZe has to win 2 best of 5s, which means they have to win 6 games straight before these guys win 3. That's the way it technically works. They play 2 best of 5s when really it's just one long best of. In continuation, it's 2 of those, but here these guys technically already lost 1. So these guys coming in have basically 1 loss. These guys basically have 1 loss. These guys have 0 losses. So if these guys lose 1 best of 3 and this team Optic gets to 6, they win. If FaZe would win 1, that would give them 1 loss. So then you have Optic Gaming would then be 1-1, and you'd have FaZe would also be 1-1, and then they would have to win another one because the first team to 2 wins, first team to 2 losses loses. Simple as that. So then FaZe, the reason I have Optic winning is because I don't think FaZe has the capability to beat a team twice. I mean, if you come down here, and if it was continuation rules like usual, I don't think any of these teams would play each other again. But just as an example, if it was continuation rules would go at any point in time, if any of these teams played each other twice, which I don't think that happens, but if they would, like if Denial would come up here, and they were down here in the loser's bracket, they would also play continuation. It would be the same thing as this. So like if FaZe played Envy twice, had to beat them twice because of the continuation rule from there, I think FaZe could only beat them once. I don't think Envy would lose 2, because I think even though I said so great about FaZe, I think they're only good enough to win 1 game against 1 team. So coming up here into the winner's bracket, I think they're only good enough to get 1 win. So I say Optic Gaming wins, and they're going to win 2-1 in 2 games. The first game is going to go, I can't write with this, sorry about this, guys. So they're going to win 3-2. FaZe, that's horrible. That is horrible handwriting. Kids go to school. 3-2, they're going to win the first one, and then I think Optic Gaming comes in and wins 3-1 in the last one. I think they shut them down before they even get to that second game 5. And I think that's how it ends up. I think that's how it is. I think Optic Gaming wins. I think they win it all, and I think they definitely prove. Look at this mess. This is a mess. This is insane. I need a thing. Anyways, guys. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I may or may not be upside down to you guys. Let me see. Probably am. Let's do this. Hey, there we go already. If I wasn't upside down, then well. So, hope you guys enjoyed UMG Dallas. For those of you who watch my videos, I will probably get tweeted. on a basis of how wrong I am, because I doubt Optic Gaming or FaZe will make it to the finals, because whenever I say that, they lose early. So, as you can see, here's this stuff, and that's what I think of everything. So, I will see you guys next time. Next video will be my thoughts of Dead Silence not being in Advanced Warfare. Yeah. Bonkers, right? I will see you guys next time. Adios.